Hey, what's up guys? Little man with a big opinion here. Today's video I'm going to go through a skill check that I believe anyone that is looking to become prepared should work on, and that is building a fire. I'm going to go over the log cabin method and the teepee method. I'm going to be using some of the Uno stormproof matches for one of them, as well as just a slightly fancier Bic lighter. First things first is we need some sort of tinder. I'm going with a natural tinder. I live in Northeast Texas, so pine needles are the way to go. Alright, so I've got a small handful of pine needles. I'm not going to make extremely big fires, but the whole purpose idea of this is if you can build one at this small level, then you can most likely build one on a larger scale. So, if you've never seen what a teepee looks like, it's what Native Americans on the plains lived in, and typically the first few sticks are going to be the hardest ones to get going. That's a really big why. So use the kind of wood that you have in your area, but you always start with your tinder in the bottom area, and you will take all of your other sticks and just lean them onto each other. It works out very well if you have sticks that have Ys in them, because it just helps leaning them together. We'll end up doing something kind of like that. We'll line another one up there. We'll line another one up here. And then once you kind of have a stack that can self-support itself, you will just kind of keep adding more sticks to it. You preferably want dry wood. So your thought process with this is you're going to light your tinder on the bottom. It lights fairly quickly, and heat rises. The flames will go up, and as the flames go up, they will catch your bigger stuff on fire. And because of the size of this one, I've got really small sticks that I'm also going to add into this. And you can use more than just pine needles. Like I have some dead grass from the last time I mowed. You'll use leaves. You can use dryer lint, anything like that. And this entire thing can be scaled. This isn't, the size of this fire. The only thing it's really going to show you is it should take one match to light this fire. And because these matches have a nice long burn time, I can also light one side and kind of add it to the other side to get it lit as well. It lit up pretty quick. It's going to light the sticks as it goes up, and depending on how thick the wood that you use, it's something that you can definitely continue to add more and more wood to. And a lot of the times I will build a teepee inside for my base fire, and then do a log cabin around it. And because I live in this area, I like to put pine cones in my fires, so we'll just slide that guy in there. And as you can see, the entire thing is getting lit up. I can add more smaller stuff on top. If you feel like you didn't put enough kindling inside of it, it's not getting your stuff lit as quickly as you would like it to, there's always more kindling in your area. And I grabbed a fairly good bunch of it for this video. That way I can, add more. Because in any survival situation, you want to get this thing going as quickly and efficiently as you can. And I would say without using, gasoline or something. So, the other nice thing about the teepee is, as you can see, it's kind of falling apart because I didn't build a very thick teepee. But you can see, I'll use this stick as an example. This main stick that was on there is a nice little bit of coals. As your wood burns, you will end up with a fairly nice bed of coals for this fire that you can continually add more and more stuff. And eventually you can end up putting fairly large wood on here that will continue, to catch and catch. And after your whole fire is, lit and going like this, it's just kind of a matter of adding the wood on top of the coals. And the larger and more seasoned the wood, the longer it's going to burn. But we've got this one going pretty well, I would say. And we can just sit here, keep adding materials to it. And it's going to serve several purposes. It's a good light source. If you can't tell, the sun is starting to go down here. Got that nice pretty view. I am just sitting in my backyard, but it's providing a very nice amount of light. It's also providing a very nice amount of heat. Let's see what the watch says is the temperature right now. Yeah, so right now it's not too terrible. 46, but it says the low tonight's going to be 28. So, even a little bit of my legs, they're just sitting here next to this fire. They're warming up pretty nicely. That's the teepee fire. I'm going to get the stuff I need for the log cabin, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, a lot of the same ideas with this fire. If you ever played with Lincoln Logs growing up, all you're doing is taking 2 sticks, laying them out on either side, and you're taking 2 more and stacking them up. And you can build this as tall as it is stable. You can build it with stuff right here that's about an inch thick, upwards to 20 inches. If you're using, standard fireplace wood, that's going to be a few inches in diameter and about 12 inches long. I'll build a dry run of that, but this is what we're going to light. What I like about this one a little bit more is I feel like I can develop a bed of coals quicker and more efficient with this one. It does have some aspects of doing a teepee, because as you build this up, if you want to walk your wood in to where it's not all lined up, you're kind of making a chimney out of it. But with your top platform here, you can then take more sticks, lay them across the top, and when you light your kindling, those flames are going to rise up. It's going to burn this stuff that's sitting on the top there. and it will create a nice bed of coals, as these. So you typically do much smaller branches like this on the top that will break fairly quickly, fall down into the middle, and make more coals. So this lighter looks a little bit different than your standard Bic one. It is one of those like jet style lighters, and it does have a little bit of an easy light function. So we'll get this one going, and this is the one that stays in my pocket every day. So as you can see, I put a pretty nice amount of tinder in there. Flames going up because heat rises, and it is going to catch the branches that I've added on the top. As they ignite, they'll fall through, and we'll end up with a nice bed of coals. Depending on the size of the campfire, I also mix these two designs together. Making a campfire that's supposed to last an hour and a half for a campfire program for scouts, we make a really big fire. Like, this is the size of the teepee in the middle of the stack of wood. The fire's 3 or 4 foot across and 5 or 6 foot high of wood. The one benefit that I really like about doing a teepee or doing a log cabin style fire is if your stuff in the middle burns out quicker. Depending on the amount of space that you have in between your log cabin pieces, you're able to let me break that off. You're able to slide more in and, direct it to your bed of coals. So, that being said, I'm going to enjoy the warmth that this will provide for 6 or 7 minutes, and then I'm going to go inside because the light is virtually all gone and it is getting colder. This is something that they taught us in 3rd or 4th grade for scouts. I don't remember which rank you were in, but it is a very minimal, required, like, I would say there's no study requirement. As long as you have your tinder, which is going to be your dead grass or lint or finely ground up tree bark or something like that. Your kindling, which is going to be about the width of your pinky finger. And then your fuel is, however big you want your fire to be. But your fuel typically starts out about the width of your thumb and goes up from there. So this fire is going pretty good. I can definitely add more on top to develop that bed of coals quicker. I am a little bit out of just the material that I grabbed for this, so I'll add some more pine cones because we have plenty of those. People say don't put pine cones in fires. They pop a little bit, but it is not going to end the world. I've been doing it since I was building fires, so I'm gonna enjoy this. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you learned something, subscribe to the channel. If you have a friend or family member that benefit from these kind of things, share the channel with them. With that, catch you in the next one.